What's up, y'all? It's your boy Steph, back with another reaction. This time we have short flicks animations, being scared animated scary stories. Okay, I'm gonna explain all of this as fast as I can. The video was uploaded July 28th, 2018. Short flick animations animated it, but it's one of being scared's scary stories. Y'all get what I'm saying? Kind of like what James Man Animations did with Mr. Nightmare, Mr. Haunted, Being Scared, and King Spook stories. He animated them. So that's what this is. It sounded interesting, kind of jumped out at me, so I'm definitely going to check it out. Down in the description will be a link to Short Flick Animations channel, a link to Being Scared's channel, and also a link to this original video so you guys can go see it without my commentary. Without further ado, let's get into it.
When I was 24 years old, I experienced something so strange, so scary, that I just had to write about it and share it with the world. It is absolutely true and was the scariest thing that has ever happened in my life. I was traveling at the time, going to visit my best friend who had moved a few states away from me to go to college. One day, I was driving in Ohio, if I remember correctly. I was on a long highway that stretched across the state.
Got me some
when
Subway.
Out of nowhere, my car died.
Subway,
I shifted
boy.
to the side of the road, where I eventually came to a stop. I didn't run out of gas. I had just filled up at the last town. I tried starting my car, and I was very happy when it actually started. I was confused and was worried about why the hell it just died on me. As I started to pick up speed and get back on track, my car started making weird noises, and it sounded like something was grinding on something else. I looked up and saw a sign that showed that there was a gas station and food at the next exit. My car was moving, but with this grinding noise, I decided to get off the highway and take a look at it at the gas station.
Right.
There were only two places off this exit that I could see. A gas station with one pump, and an old-looking diner not too far off next to it.
With one
I
pump?
pulled into the gas station, and it looked closed.
Hell.
I checked my watch and quickly realized this was strange as hell. It was only 2:30 p.m. What kind of gas station closes before this time? I got out of my car and approached the glass door entrance to the station. I put my hands up and cupped the glass around my eyes to see inside. The place looked abandoned. It was obvious nobody was there, and I turned and looked around me. I felt a bit uneasy at this moment when I saw that no other people or cars were around me. What the hell? Where am I? I checked my phone, and of course, I had no service. I looked up at the sky, and it was white. The clouds were moving fiercely, and it was cold as hell outside. I decided to get back in my car and drive it over to the diner. When I reached this place, I thought for sure it was closed as well. But to my surprise, before I could even reach the door after getting out of my car, an old woman opened the door to the place and greeted me with a smile. She looked nice, and I was so relieved to see somebody else.
Watch her.
And maybe get some hot food in my stomach. She said hello and asked if it was just me. Did I want a booth? Blah, blah, blah.
Why does that matter?
I told her yes, it was only me, and a booth sounded fine. This diner looked very old-fashioned.
You shouldn't have
and
told her
there
it was
no
only you.
other customers inside. The woman showed me to my seat, and I scooted into the booth. I looked up at her, and she was wearing an old apron with stains all over it. Her teeth were old, cracked, and yellow.
Ugh.
She had a pleasant voice, though, and she seemed to be a very nice person. She handed me a menu and asked what I'd like to drink. I told her a Coke or Pepsi would be great, and she smiled and said she'd be right back. I sat there looking at this menu, and there was dirt on it. It looked like it had been sitting outside for years. I cleaned it off and the food that was on it that was available was very basic. Burger, chicken sandwich, fries, salad. That was pretty much it. I decided to order the burger with some fries.
And desserts.
A few minutes passed, and she hadn't returned with my drink yet. I was anxious to ask her if there was a mechanic around that could look at my car. A few more minutes passed, and I started thinking, what the hell is going on back there?
You need to go.
I yelled out, "Hello?" in as nice a voice as possible. I got no response. At this point, I was annoyed, and I got up. I walked over to the door that led into the back cooking area and swung it open, about to ask where my drink was. To my surprise, the back of the diner was empty. There was no cooks, no fryers, no grills, nothing. The woman was nowhere in sight. It was obvious that this diner was not a running establishment, and I felt sick to my stomach.
You should.
I started to walk into the back area.
Why?
When I heard the scariest, most evil, old lady laugh I've ever heard. I stopped and backed up out the door into the front. I turned and walked out the door I came in from. I ran down the 3 steps and over to my car and got inside. Thank God my car started, and I floored it out of there. As I was driving away, I looked into my rearview mirror and saw the woman standing in the middle of the road.
Oh, nah. No. No. What? Bruh. Okay. Bullshit. From the jump. You should have told her you were there alone. You shouldn't have called out when she hadn't came back. You should have just left at that point. And then when you go to the back of the diner and see there's nothing but darkness and the room is empty, devoid of people or cooking equipment or anything, you should have left right then and there. You decided to start walking in, and that's when you heard the evil witch laugh. And that's when you decide to leave? Bruh. Bullshitting. I would have been gone the second that she hadn't came back. Bruh was sitting there about 10, 15 minutes. Just waiting for a drink. Not even the food he ordered, though. Come on, man. Bullshitting. Hey, what would y'all have done in this situation if y'all was in his situation? I wouldn't have even stopped. I just would have sat on the side of the road or the highway or whatever, put my hazards on and called a tow truck. I'm not going up to no establishments. If the gas station is empty, more than likely the diner's going to be empty. You don't see no cars, nothing. Come on now. But that is it for this video, y'all. If you like my reaction, like the video, comment on the video, and share the video. And if you really liked it, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. And tap that bell icon so you will be notified every time I drop new content, which I do on a weekly basis. That is all I got for y'all this time around. Your boy Steph is out.